Hello everyone and welcome to today's online class for class 11. There are covalent compounds for which several different types of Lewis structure has been assigned. Now, which one is going to be the preferred Lewis structure depends on the energy of this structure. The structure which have the lowest amount of energy is preferred to be the structure of the compound. It has also been found that formal charge of the constant atom of those of that particular Lewis structure is the lowest for all of them. That's why formal charge have the advantage. That's the advantage of the formal charge calculation. If we can calculate the formal charges of all these three possible Lewis structure, the structure having the lowest formal charge on the constituent atoms tells you that the structure have the lowest amount of energy. That's why it is preferred to be the actual structure of the molecule. There are few factors which affect the covalent bond formation. The first one is the number of valence electron. Now, the elements which possess 4, 5, 6 or 7 electrons in the valence shell, they try to share electrons rather than exchange electrons. That's why these kind of elements which possess 4, 5, 6 or 7 elements in the valence shell, they tend to share electron and form covalent bond, except hydrogen, which actually form also covalent bond, but it possesses only one electron in its outermost shell. The second one is the high ionization enthalpy and low electron gain enthalpy. Now, ionization energy is the energy that is required to ionize an atom of a molecule to produce the cation of that element by losing one electron. Now, if high ionization energy is possessed by an element, that means that it is not easier for the element to lose the electron, so that element will rather share the electron to create a bond. That is, it will participate in a covalent bond formation rather than in a ionic bond formation. The second one is the low electron gain enthalpy. Now, electron gain enthalpy is the energy that is released after an element, atom of an element, except electron to produce the anion of that element. Now, low electron gain enthalpy meaning is that the element, the atom of that element is not do not have a high tendency to accept electron, thus a lower amount of energy will be released. So that kind of element, rather than accepting an electron, it will try to share the electron that it had and participate in the covalent bond formation. That's why elements with high ionization enthalpy and low electron gain enthalpy, they have a tendency to form the covalent bond formation, covalent bond rather than the ionic bond. The third one is the comparable electronegativity difference. Now, electronegativity difference helps in the electron exchange far better. If the difference between the electronegativity of the combining atoms are not that much high, that means that the electronegativity of both the elements that are combining have a comparable amount. That's in that case, the exchange of electron is not a very feasible option. They tend to share the electron and fulfill their octet rule, and form the covalent bond. The last one is the greater nuclear charge and small internuclear distance. Greater is the possibility of the covalent bond. Now, if two compatible atoms are smaller in size, when they will form the bond, the distance between the internuclear distance between them will be extremely small, and the nuclear charge of both of them is extremely high. In that case, both will have a higher amount of attraction force over the bonded electron. That's why those kind of element do not participate in electron sharing, do not participate in electron exchanging bond formation, that is ionic bond. They tend to form the covalent bond they tend to form covalent bond by sharing the electron, and thus the bond that is formed, the both the atom that are forming this kind of bond, they have high amount of nuclear charge, high amount of electron attraction force over the bonded electron. That's why it is said that greater amount of nuclear charge and smaller the internuclear distance between the participating atoms, greater is the tendency to form the covalent bond. Phosphorus gives two different types of valency, that is, it shows variable covalency. The first variable valency of phosphorus is the tricovalency. The valential electronic configuration of phosphorus is 3s2 3p3. One, 2 and 3. Now only unpaired electron in the valence shell take part in the bond formation. Now in the valence shell of phosphorus 3s and 3p, only 3 electrons are unpaired, or 3 electrons are unpaired. That's why only 3 electrons are there to produce a valency or covalent bond. That's why the covalency in this case for phosphorus is trivalent. That's why one of the valencies of phosphorus is trivalency. The next one is pentavalency of phosphorus. Now, ground state electronic configuration. Ground state electronic configuration is known as the electronic configuration of the element, atom of that element, when the atom of that element is free but not forming, usually not forming the bond. Now when the free atom of an element, we are representing the valential electronic configuration of the free atom of an element, that electronic configuration is known as the ground state electronic configuration. Now there are some times when an atom of an element during bond formation actually rearranged its valential electronic configuration and produced another type of electronic configuration. This electronic configuration during the bond formation is known as the excited state electronic configuration. Excited state electronic configuration can retain the ground state electronic configuration depending on the situation and the element that is forming the bond, or may rearrange the electronic configuration also. Like in the case for phosphorus, the ground state electronic configuration is the natural electronic configuration, that is 3s2 and 3p3. But the excited state electronic configuration in the phosphorus 3s2 3p3 is the actual electronic ground state electronic configuration. The 3d orbital in phosphorus is remained vacant in the ground state, but during the excited state electronic configuration, one electron from the 3s orbital jumped into the 3d and the remaining electrons remain in their own position. That by this rearrangement, the electronic configuration becomes 3s1 3p3 and 3d5, which gives 5 unpaired electron for the covalent bond formation. That's why when in this kind of electronic configuration, when phosphorus do form covalent bond or covalent compound with the 5 unpaired electron, it possesses pentavalency, and when it is forming a covalent bond with only 3 electronic configuration, it do the trivalency. That's why we can say phosphorus possesses variable covalency in the form of 3 and 5.